It is Thursday, April 9th, 2026, and there's a lot of storms that are coming in. So, we gotta get in the forecast. There's so much going on. I don't know how to explain it. But first of all, there's cheese sandwich, okay? But, this is a good way to explain this. If you take, a cheese sandwich, okay? Like this, okay? The cold is on the left, right here. You guys can see my scroller over here. And on the right, it's hot. And where it's cracked up, where all the cheese is that's melted and stuff, that's where the tornado's gonna be. It's gonna collapse all together. So, yeah. Get ready for some intense storms up in Iowa. Alright. I'm gonna try to make this video fast. Okay, starting out day one, okay? There's a big storm up over here in the middle, okay? We can see that. There's a big storm. This is gonna be very intense. This is where it's all gonna collapse and stuff. We can see a good view. There's already severe thunderstorms. This is a start of a form of a big collapse. This might be a different storm, but still, this is a big collapse that's forming. If we go over here to California, the storms are not so affected today, but if we go over here in California, there's a huge storm. It's already getting severe thunderstorms and stuff. So we can see. And actually tomorrow, the weather hopefully is good for NASA's landing tomorrow, because there's actually a NASA landing in the middle of the North Pacific Ocean. I don't even know where the hell this is going to be, so it's somewhere over there. Probably around Hawaii. They're probably going to spend the night in Hawaii, maybe make its way in California, but yeah, that's day one. I mean, it's not that bad, but where we really got to talk a lot of stuff is if we take Texas, okay? So we have Texas right here. We take South Korea. Texas is just a state and is bigger than South Korea. And this storm covers up there's literally 1/4 that is not covered of Texas, which is kind of crazy to think about. But what's also crazy is Oklahoma City is left out in this marginal risk, which I'm not surprised at this. It's just we did think it'd be covered up, Oklahoma. Let's say Oklahoma City's over here. That's where its place in the storm would be, but I guess not. This is down in Texas, Oklahoma. But this is a big storm up over here, Take its way in there. That is tomorrow, but we also have a bigger storm up over here in California. You can see right there. Get a good view of that. There's a big storm. That is a big storm in California and Oregon, This is a rare time of year for this. So I don't know what's going to happen with this, but it's looking like a big storm up over there too. Alright, here let's really got to talk more. Saturday. This is the main form of the storm. Okay? This literally covers the middle part of the USA. This literally is like a cheese sandwich that's cutting the USA in half, okay? The west side, let's see, this is a big cheese sandwich. The west side over here, the east side over here. The cheese sandwich is cut in half. This is where all the tornadoes are going to be. So, I mean, yeah. Yeah, sorry about the flash of the flood warnings. Don't get distracted by that. But we can see this is a severe outbreak. If you have any plans down here, I would recommend canceling it, because it's going to get pretty bad. I mean, bad storms up over there. But this is like a big, upper level. This is like a big one. And our California storm raises even more, plus Oregon. I mean, dang, this is big. And this is rare to see at this time of year in Oregon and California, where you get the least amount of storms. I mean, this is just crazy. But we're expecting a little bit of flooding happening. It's not a tag on it. But where we really got to talk about big forming is over here. We have chances of tornadoes and stuff. But this is going to be bad. So, I mean, get ready for that. Subscribe and like for this. Look it up. Make sure to be careful up here in Milwaukee. It's going to head away. It's also going to start forming in Green Bay. And those storms are going to be there by Wednesday. Well, if you go to our tornado risks, there's a small risk today. It's up over here. Where the severe thunderstorms and the big supercell is. But if you go to tomorrow, nothing's going to really happen. But where we really got to talk is hail. especially today, which I know it's late. It's 10:19 Eastern time, but whatever. There's still hail that I'd say it's about golf ball size hail. Just can make holes in roofs, but not really knock down roofs just yet. But still, it's close. But this is where like the big hail's gonna be in the dotted lines and stuff. But surrounding it's also over here. Where this is like a less of a risk. It's a 5%. When we go tomorrow, it's a form of it's a form of hail. That's over here. The 5% hail risk. That's probably gonna hail. I'd say up over here to Salina too, like where they're in the severe thunderstorm warning right now. I'm expecting that, but I mean, if we go to prognostic and stuff, we go to day 4. This is where where we really gotta talk. There's only a 50% any severe risk right over here. This is like not good. This is a big and bad tornado that's gonna hit Texas, Oklahoma City. Like, we finally got info with this. We finally got a good thing. I'm probably gonna actually have this for a thumbnail. I'm not gonna lie. This is like a good like little detail for this and stuff. Let's say. But tornadoes, hail, severe thunderstorms, like in a big line in this. It might even make its way down here to lower Texas, even over here in Monterrey, Mexico. I'm not expecting it to reach Mexico, but it's probably going to reach the border. That's when the storm's going to lie out. So, like Eagle Pass, let's say. This is in Mexico and Texas, but I guess you can call this Texas kind of right now. That's probably where the storm's going to die out. But this is a big and bad storm right here. Go to day 5. It grows up all the way up here in the southern Iowa. This is where we get a bigger storm in EF3 or EF2 tornado threat. I mean, this is big. I mean, if we go day by day, day 3 starting over there, but day 4 to day 5, dude, this storm is growing and getting all the momentum it needs. Now look at it grows. Now it risk goes a 15% all the way down here in Dallas, in Oklahoma City, all the way ending up here in Detroit, Chicago, northern Illinois. I mean, dang. There's going to be tornado, hail, like same thing, dude. Day 7, it covers again like Chicago, kind of ends in eastern or western Indiana and makes its way all the way down here. This storm, if you go day by day, I mean, dude, day 8 it ends, but like that is a big stretch. Day 8, that's more than a week. Next Thursday, it's gonna still be bad threats and tornadoes and stuff. I mean, dude, this is gonna be bad. All right, let's talk about. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about fires, but let's talk about excessive rainfall, which lands right about today. There's like where our tornadoes and stuff over here and stuff all are in severe thunderstorms. Like this is where flooding can happen. There's a lot of rain. I know there's flooding warnings already spawning over there. Go to day 2. It moves down here where like we get a little more scared with storms and not scared, but like more worried about big storms. I'm not saying like get scared about this, but more worried, which means more intense storms that we're expecting. I know it's like not a good explanation, but yeah, this is probably gonna happen. And bad flooding. It's not gonna spawn yet because that's tomorrow, but yeah. But once we get into our more major flooding, where our tornadoes and all that's gonna be, and all the heavy rain, is day 3, which is on a Saturday, on April 12th, I believe. But this is where like bad flooding is gonna be, especially over here in this slight 15% risk. In Shannon and Angelo, there's gonna be some big storms, but surrounding this, there's not gonna be flooding that can kind of make its way in here to slight. That's why there's a slight risk in the middle, because all this water on the outline can travel into the yellow. So that's why they got that there. Go to day 5, and now the flooding is expected to move over here, and more storms to start over here. This is day 4, by the way. This is on a Sunday, but this is where some big flooding's gonna be and stuff. Day 5 it ends with flooding, but there's still gonna be storms, you know. Alright, let's look at our daily forecast and stuff that's gonna happen. So starting with today, you know, daily. I mean, look at all that. Covers up half the map and stuff. Day 2. Tomorrow there's even more active. That's pretty much a big chunk of the USA. But once we get to day 3, this is a big threat. I mean, look at how big all the storms are. Dang. Alright, let's look at something. Oops. Now we can see flooding's also a lot expect. Oh no, that's we don't need to talk about that actually. All right, talking about our temperature, I just want to say there's storms all the way over here. I just want to say we're putting a risk of 90-degree weather over here and fire warnings over there. I just want to say that, like, there's probably a big drought over here. I'm not gonna talk too much about the fire and stuff. But also, this is nowhere in the USA. But like, this is starting to get into a bigger threat in week 2, which is next week, which is tropical cyclone formation, which there could be a hurricane. I know it's not hurricane season, but this is like a whole different country. But over here, dude, there's possible tropical cyclone formation, which this is normal. I bet it's like 90 degrees here. This is probably their summer. But that's where, like, it's going to get pretty bad. But if we go across the world, oh, that's actually the same thing. But yeah, I just want to shout that out, and then, yeah. If there really is one, I don't think there is, but yeah. There's also a rapid onset drought over here, little dots, specks of that. Alright. So last thing probably, but like, well, there's going to be bad weather over there with storms and stuff. It's going to get pretty dang nice.